Hey, as you guys probably know by now, I'm attempting a jump from Bloodbath to Cold Sweat. Since it's become a bit more popular now thanks to Doggy, I'll be giving you guys progress reports every month just in case you miss the streams. They won't be at the beginning of every month, but instead once a month on the day of stream 1, and that includes this video. My goal for the first month was to get into the double-digit percentages from 0, and to complete every part once except for the wave. Speaking of which, I'll go over the parts right now and what I'll be referring to them as. Cold Sweat is broken down into 7 main parts. The first part is 0 to 5%, and it has the hardest timings in the entire level. It's known to be inconsistent because of all the unusual timings and invisible gameplay, so I don't make it past here super consistently. The next part is 5 to 20%, and I don't really have a good name for it. Sometimes I call it the swipe part, because that's the best word I could think of for whatever you call this effect. I also sometimes call it the second part, or just 5 to 20. It's definitely easier than the first part from a raw gameplay perspective, but it's still pretty challenging, and since it's 3 times longer than the first part, it's probably more difficult overall. After that is the cube maze at 21 to 29%. It's a bit easier than the second part overall, and is about the same length, but it's definitely a bit harder to learn since it's memory gameplay. After that is the fast cube at 29 to 41%, and it's the only part besides the wave that I haven't completed. It seems relatively easy from the bit I've played, but it's certainly not free. It still has harder gameplay than in any extreme demon I've ever completed. After that is the UFO spam at 41 to 61%. The way I do this is I just butterfly click with my right hand, but whenever there's an orb or a spot that kills me a lot, I click with my spacebar on my left hand to make sure that I don't miss it. After that is the wave at 61 to 87%. This is by far the hardest part. Not only have I not completed it, I haven't even done half of it, or even a quarter of it. It's extremely difficult to learn, at least for me, and it's definitely the biggest roadblock I have so far in terms of beating this thing. If any of you have tips on how to do this wave, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And lastly is the ending, or the last part, at 87 to 100%. This is the easiest part in the level, and the main difficulty comes from the crazy distortion effects and the extreme nerves you would have from 0. If it wasn't for that, this part would probably be around hard demon gameplay. I've actually done this part on mobile funnily enough, but I can't get much other progress on my phone. I streamed 9 times this month, with a total of 19 hours and 10 minutes of playtime, give or take a couple hours from when I was taking a break to play different levels. This was less than I wanted to, but a combination of having a job, sharing a setup with my dad who works from home, having to spend time working on videos, and having strict parents make this really about the best I could have done. Counting attempts from 0 in start pause and on mobile, I've racked up 18,068 attempts on the level so far. This is already the most attempts I've spent on anything ever except for Bloodbath, and the scariest part is I only have 20%. Speaking of which, let's go over what I did with those attempts in terms of progress on the level. As for progress from 0, I started out slowly with only a 3% run at the end of stream 1. 3%. But I slowly improved it to 6%. Oh, 6%. Holy, okay.
Is that actually good?
Yeah, that was a new best, but quite good. 9%. 9, okay. 10%. 10! Okay, alright. And finally a fluke all the way to 20% on stream 7 where it remains today. Okay, 20, what? Yo, what?
This guy's to the level.
Dude, I almost just got to the part where I didn't learn. I almost just got to the memory.
This guy's
Okay.
level.
Okay. That run is almost enough to clear the second part from 0, which is especially crazy when you consider the fact that I had only cleared the second part at all 1 time, and it was just half an hour before on the same stream. For runs to 100, my first notable run to 100 was just clearing the last part, which is 87 to 100. Ooh, let's go, dude. Was that 90 to 100? And following that, I didn't take my runs to 100 too seriously. This was because when I tried to go back further, I immediately realized that the wave was literally impossible. I ended up learning the very last bit of the wave and got a run of 82 to 100. Yes! 82 to 100. I don't know what that was, but we did get a new best run to 100. So, yeah. But I didn't have any luck past that. I tried to learn a bit more of the wave in order to get 78 to 100, but even after trying to for like an hour, I just could not get the hang of it. Again, if anyone has any tips on how to do this easier, please let me know. Before I got the 82 to 100% run, I also did 87 to 100 on mobile just for the funny, so that's a thing.
Yes, dude. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Oh my god, I can't speak. 87 to 100 mobile.
Anyway, moving on to miscellaneous runs, I cleared the entire UFO spam on stream 4. Okay. Well, alright, let's lock in. Oh, and then we die instantly. But okay, that's a really good run. 41 to 61. Hello? And then did it again 2 attempts later with a run from 41 to 62. Wait, hold on. No key. Bruh, sure. Today's just my lucky day, I guess. Whoa! Okay, I did a lot of the wave, and I have not learned this at all. Okay. This run is honestly pretty easy. It's basically just spam until you get Lucky Simulator, which could also be problematic from 0. So surely I get more consistent, right? The only real problem with the UFO spam is that your hand gets tired really quickly when practicing, so it's hard to practice. I also did the entire second part on stream 7, a run that took me multiple streams to do. Yes! Yes! 5 to 21.
Let's go, TT.
GG.
Let's go.
It immediately became my best run on the level until about 30 minutes later when I almost did it again from 0. Once I got 20%, I realized that I couldn't procrastinate on learning the cube maze anymore, so I learned it and cleared it on stream 9 in just under 1,500 attempts, which was a goal I had set for myself to clear it once I finished learning it. Yes! Let's go, dude. Alright, 20 to 30, bro. This part was so much easier than I had anticipated to learn, and it honestly makes me wish I had just learned it sooner. There weren't really any other notable runs, but this level was really hard, so you gotta give me some leeway here. Also on stream 3, I upgraded from my SEO device to a custom-built Wooting 80HE. This keyboard is the best possible input device for Geometry Dash because it has 8,000 Hz polling rate and rapid trigger just like the SEO device, but unlike the SEO device, the internal refresh rate of the keys is also 8,000 Hz, which makes it even more precise. Just to be clear, this keyboard is honestly not worth the $200 unless you're either attempting a huge jump like me or are a top player like Zoink or W Popoff. If you're anyone else who has beaten anything like Hard Demon or above, literally just get the SEO device. It's $20 in the US on AliExpress, which is fine, by the way. You can trust it for the SEO device. It's a Chinese product, and it's literally so good. That will honestly give you a really big boost in performance over like a mid-range keyboard or a mouse. It's so much better. I promise you, it's worth it. One more important thing to clarify is that I'm using physics bypass to 480 FPS, which is and always has been illegal on the Demon list. The reason I'm doing this is because I have a 480 Hz monitor, which I bought specifically to help me with this level. The problem is that recently I discovered there's a bug in Geometry Dash where even if you set the frame rate higher than 240 FPS, it will only increase your polling rate and not the actual frame rate, unless you use physics bypass. Since I'm using click between frames, this doesn't change too much, but it does still make the physics a little different than on 240 FPS with CBF. Absolute, the creator of MegaHack, is working on a mod that fixes this issue, that interpolates the extra frames, meaning it generates fake frames in between the two real ones to make the game look smoother. This is similar to what NVIDIA FrameGen does on the newer graphics cards if you're familiar with that. The mod isn't released yet since there are still a lot of issues with it, meaning I can't use it. For the time being, I'm going to use physics bypass even though it's illegal, but the second the frame interpolation mod comes out, I'm going to use that instead. Finally, for goals for next month, I want to stick to my same goal first and foremost of clearing every part besides the wave one time. Beyond that, I also want to get to the cube maze from 0 since I got so close already, and I also want a better run to 100 and to get a run from the cube maze to the UFO. I'd also like to start learning the wave a bit more, but I think the chances of that happening aren't great. Anyways, that's all from me, and I'll see you all in August.